my name is Tiffany Davis, and today I will be doing a speech on how schools should teach life skills. Class, what is y equals mx plus b?
Intersect.
Okay. How many of you have ever used that formula at your job or even on a regular day basis?
Never.
Most schools are focused on academic curriculum than cognitive life skills. I've been a graduate from high school for about 2 years now, and most of the things I've learned throughout high school I never use in my everyday life. Life skills should be taught in schools to better the chances of an individual's success rather than academics that we learn and never use again. My experience of realizing what I do and do not use from school and my revelation on how my time in school could have been used to teach me skills needed to live life as an adult. Schools didn't teach me how to balance a checkbook, how to budget, how to read a bank statement, or how to invest and about the stock market. In order to learn these things, I had to learn firsthand and throughout personal experience, basically the hard way. For example, I had to learn how to budget, I had to go broke, and then reevaluate how I spent my money. Then use that evaluation to plan my money out better next time to avoid going broke. Instead of struggling, if schools would have had budgeting classes, that hardship could have been avoided. Instead, being taught things like trigonometry, which I never used, took up 4 years of high school. When I'm at work, I use the basic math skills such as adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. Money management skills weren't the only life skill that was left out of our curriculum. Life skills such as professionalism, mannerisms aren't taught either. Skills in order to obtain and maintain a good job have been failed to be taught as well. Getting a job, for example, mannerisms needed to have a successful interview aren't taught. How am I supposed to know what to say or do or how to act? How do I know what key words or actions to use to secure that job position? Mannerisms in order to maintain my job position. How am I supposed to know the proper format and how to type an email to a fellow employee? Or knowing proper workplace behavior, knowing what is appropriate and what is not. None of these things are taught in school. It seems as if us teenagers are thrown out into adulthood to figure out everything on our own. I'm not saying academics shouldn't be taught, but life skills shouldn't be neglected. Academics are still important, but there are a plethora of life skills that should be included into curriculum. Academics are still useful. Like I was previously saying at work, I do use basic math skills such as adding and subtracting. However, after a certain level of curriculum, those skills are not as useful, such as trigonometry could be switched out for a mental health life skill class. And those who do need advanced studies for their career should opt to take those classes by choice and higher level learning. So for an example, everyone in high school should be taught budgeting because everyone is going to have handled money in their lifetime. However, advanced chemistry should be a class taken by choice in a college setting for someone who wants to become a scientist. Not everyone will need chemistry knowledge, but everyone will need to know how to manage money. There are plenty of other classes for life skills that should be included. Cooking classes should be taught. People need to eat in order to survive, and fast food reliance is growing by the day. Time management classes need to be included as well. Classes that promote balance and teach students how to prioritize their time wisely would be very beneficial to everyday life. Mental health and illness classes are one of the most important neglected classes. According to the Mental Health First Aid Organization, in the United States, almost half of adults, 46.4%, will experience a mental illness during their lifetime. And half of mental disorders begin by age 14 and 3/4 by age 24. With just the fact that half of mental disorders start at age 14, the age most teens begin high school, would you rather be getting taught about mental health and how to manage it, or how to find the square root of 64? I strongly believe that schools should implement life skills into their curriculum, not completely neglecting academics, but shining a light on things we need for certain to be healthy and successful individuals. Teaching these life skills would be of great benefit to our everyday life instead of learning objectives we never use. I talked about examples of which classes should be included, why they should be included, and how they would have benefited us if they had been. I hope school officials could have this same revelation and implement more life skills classes to better the lives and increase the chances of success for the future of our kids today. Thank you.